This is the movie news as brought to you by me, Generally Nerdy, right here on the channel, Generally Nerdy, of whatever platform you might be watching on, probably YouTube. If you want to see the entire episode, the full news show, then follow the top link in the description, again, assuming you're on YouTube. Or if you are not, then check out youtube.com/generallynerdy, generallynerdy.net. Those are the places to go do the thing. Let's get into the news before I lose my breath. So let's get into movies now. Movies is one of the shorter sections. Actually, the shortest is the rumor mill, but we'll get there. So Beetlejuice 2 is our first piece of news. We don't have follow-ups. We do have a couple of trailers, but I just had to get to this first. Beetlejuice 2 is actually happening. How crazy is this? All right, so Beetlejuice 2, Brad Pitt's production company, Plan B, just announced that they are going to be producing this movie. And we kind of have little hints and stuff from the last few years with Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton and Danny Elfman all dropping little hints that, yeah, this thing actually is coming. And I just refused to see it because it's been rumored to be happening essentially since the early 90s, when they approached Kevin Smith to write the script for it back in like 96 or something. So yeah, very awesome, hopefully. But that is our only piece of news. Let's get into the trailers real quick. We have the new Fantastic Beasts 3 trailer. This movie rather, just continues to look more and more epic. It kind of makes you feel like they might be overcompensating for all of the trouble that JK has been in recently, but I'm not going to speculate on that. But yeah, totally, if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it and tell me that that doesn't hype you up for this movie, because if it doesn't, you're broken. And then we have a new trailer for the Adam Project. This one is a lot more action heavy, so we get to see kind of a little bit more of the meat and potatoes of what this movie is going to be made of. I'm even more intrigued by that. So yeah, this one also very, very much worth a watch. And then our final new trailer in the movie section is Morbius. We have the final trailer before the release on April 1st. This one could go either way still. I don't know that they're not giving me all the good pieces in the trailer. That's how I'm going to put that one. All right, so that's what we have for trailers. Now we have a suggestion, single suggestion. Movie suggestion is going to be Amelie. So we talked in the last episode, I believe, one of the movie suggestions was a movie called Big Bug. Well, that comes from the guy who created this movie, Amelie. Amelie is, if you are a film nerd, Amelie is at once very quirky and also kind of a cinema 101 kind of. It just has so much style that the story is almost secondary to the style. It is probably one of the most beautifully cinematic movies you're ever going to watch. So that is why we're doing that. I'm sure you can find a dubbed version. I always watch the subbed version just because I kind of know a little bit of French, so I like to try and test myself that way. But it is in French, so be warned, and it's very great. Super quirky little comedy, romance. Watch it with a significant other because it is definitely a romantic comedy, and that is the suggestions. And that is all of the movie news that is worth talking about as far as the nerd sphere is concerned. If you want to see all of the other sections, again, top link in the description, generallynerdy.net, youtube.com/generallynerdy, patreon.com/generallynerdy, all of the wonderful places. Thank you for joining me again, nerds. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.